Hello, the next chapter is Evolution and Natural Selection. I have given only a brief introduction to the question of whether or not selection operates solely at the gene level. Unfortunately, the debate tends rapidly to suck in philosophical concepts like causality, which are beyond the scope of this book. Even more unfortunately, people seem to get confused between questions about natural selection and questions about evolution. The question, in inverted commas, are genes the only level at which natural selection operates, close the inverted commas, is logically distinct from, in inverted commas, is natural selection the only driving force in evolution, close the inverted commas. While Dawkins may respond to the first with an emphatic yes, he answers no to the second. After all, many events in evolution are simply bad, in brackets, or good, luck. A quotation. Over the very long time scale, asteroids and other catastrophes bring evolution to a dead stop. Major taxa, in brackets, categories of organisms, close the brackets, and entire radiations, in brackets, sets of taxa, close the brackets, go extinct. Close the quotation. Richard Dawkins, Human Chauvinism, Review of Full House by Stephen Jay Gould. A quotation. Any orthodox Darwinian would be entirely happy with major extinctions being largely a matter of luck. Close the quotation. Richard Dawkins, Review of Wonderful Life by Stephen Jay Gould in the Sunday Telegraph, 1990. This sounds very similar to Gould's statement of pluralism, intended to be opposed to Dawkins' view. A quotation. Pluralists accept natural selection as a paramount principle, but then argue that a set of additional laws, as well as a large role for history's unpredictable contingencies, must also be invoked to explain the basic patterns and regularities of the evolutionary pathways of life. Close the quotation. Stephen Jay Gould, Evolution, The Pleasures of Pluralism, in New York Review of Books, 1997. Surely two such great thinkers could not have been talking at cross purposes all this time? The answer is no, of course not, but a large number of people who claim to endorse or represent the views of one or other of them have been doing so. Daniel Dennett's book Darwin's Dangerous Idea, 1995, heavily and rightly criticized by Gould, is one example. Gould's pluralism does not just include random lumps of rock hitting the Earth, which of course all theories of evolution have to allow for. He also believes that some of the genetic change seen in species over time is not the product of natural selection. Gould argues that a large number of genetic mutations are evolutionarily, in inverted commas, neutral, in that they confer neither benefit nor handicap on the organism, and thus don't affect the frequency of the gene in the next generation. A population may, in inverted commas, drift from one genetic makeup to another via a succession of such non-adaptive mutations. Gould has suggested that the fact that the fossil record does not show a gradually changing population, in brackets, as evolution by natural selection would imply, close the brackets, but instead a succession of discrete species, indicates that species formation may be a sudden, in brackets, and possibly non-adaptive, close the brackets, genetic event, such as a rapid reorganization of the genome, in brackets, for example, a change in chromosome number, close the brackets. The point I want to make here is not which of the two camps is right on these matters. It is a debate that will carry on for many years, and, I believe, can only really be concluded by more empirical evidence, rather than theoretical reasoning. The real point is that Gould and Dawkins agree that natural selection is one of the most important forces in evolution, and they also agree that there are other forces at work. The more profound disagreement is over the level at which selection acts. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.